What's up, Matt? I
No,
thought. Oh,
no,
sorry.
no.
Sorry.
Not much, Craig. What's up?
I have a question for you about hypertension.
Okay.
Can you file a VA claim for it?
Yes, you can.
Is hypertension known as something else that, if I didn't know what it meant?
Well, a lot of people call it high blood pressure, but there's a difference between the
That's
two.
it.
The high blood pressure is like pre-hypertension, but once you get hypertensive blood, then that's when they give you that diagnosis.
So it's not actually the same.
It's not. People
Okay.
will apply for hypertension, they'll apply for high blood pressure and get denied because they do not have a diagnosis of hypertension.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I learned something daily at this point. Thanks. That's actually kind of important and relevant. So hypertension claims, they're more important than the VA wants us to, right? What should we know about hypertension in filing a claim for
Does
it?
anybody see this happiness he has? What's he smoking here?
It's tobacco and it's tobacco and it's not wacky.
Yeah, I don't know about that. So hypertension claims are really important because hypertension is almost, I call it like a gateway disease. You know, like back in high school, we had the gateway drugs. This is a gateway disease in that if you get rated for hypertension, you're most likely going to be rated 0%, maybe 10%, 20% is super high. But the thing with hypertension is it is destroying your arteries. It's destroying you from the inside out, and it causes catastrophic secondary conditions. So chronic heart failure, you've got chronic kidney disease, you've got strokes, you've got hypertensive heart disease, you've got diabetes. These are all horrible diseases that can be caused by and secondary to hypertension. And unfortunately, these are all vet killers. I mean, these
are deadly. So this isn't migraine secondary to tinnitus. It might fit. These are all secondary killers.
Yeah, they're big ones.
So how's the VA look at hypertension? It seems like this would be something they want to sweep under the rug, kind of.
Well,
is that what they do? That's probably what they do.
I would agree that's how they've approached it. I mean, if you look back at the Agent Orange regs from 2010 when they added, heart disease, ischemic heart disease, Parkinson's, and the B-cell leukemias, they had all this evidence showing that those were connected to Agent Orange, but they had even more evidence showing that hypertension was connected. And the reason why they didn't do it is because they knew all these secondary disabilities that were caused by hypertension would lead to probably 100% ratings for the vets, but then also they'd take the next step and their vet would probably die of that and they'd be owing
DIC benefits.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
And so the VA looked at that and they said, this is too much money. They made a political decision back then to say, we don't want to pay this. So now when you look at this, the VA is going to come out and you say, I have hypertension and it's related. The VA is going to say, okay, great. We can't fight that. So we'll give you 10%. Let's see if you go away. But if you've had a stroke or you have diabetes or you're on dialysis for your kidneys, those things are probably all related too. And those things you should be getting at least 100% for.
Yep. When did you mentioned 2010? When did and just Agent Orange, right?
Yeah,
so when did it become an Agent Orange presumptive?
The PACT Act.
Okay, so just now.
Yeah,
like August, whatever.
Yeah,
last year.
Just last year. Yeah.
Okay. Where else, other than Agent Orange, where else does it show up as a presumptive, if anywhere? It's not part of, like, does it go for veterans?
Well, with the PACT Act, it shows up there, but otherwise it doesn't show. Yeah, it doesn't show up as a presumptive. But, it can be caused by anxiety. It can actually be caused by sleep apnea as well.
Now we're getting back into, so that's where it is for presumptive under PACT Act. So now we're old school again.
We're old school.
You have hypertension, you file it, you prove it with medical evidence, nexus, diagnosis.
The direct service connection, sure, or the secondary.
So if you do manage to get service connection and you have these other gnarly things that are going to kill you or do kill you.
That's a medical term, by the way, gnarly things.
Gnarly, with a G. If you have hypertension and diabetes, are they going to fight? How hard are they going to fight you?
They're going to fight you.
Okay.
But the medical evidence is with you.
Gotcha.
And so that you just need to, I just think you just need to keep trucking.
And when you start looking for medical literature to support your claim, you don't have to look very far. Diabetes and hypertension, they're married together.
Yeah.
And they're killers.
As are, strokes, heart disease. And I mean, hypertension is just awful all around.
They don't advertise that very well.
No, they don't, because again, that's big money. If they can get away with just giving you service connection for 10%, what is that? $150 a month
Yep.
versus, if you put in these secondary conditions, you're probably at 100, which is $3,500 a month. I mean, they just save themselves some serious money.
Yep. They do it all day long. And then, yeah, since you kind of mentioned it, how's the DIC component actually work?
So if you can show that the veteran died, his primary cause of death or a contributory cause of death was due to the service-connected disability, then the veteran can get, the veteran's spouse or widow can get benefits. So, with hypertension, they might not say, oh, because he had hypertension, he died, but they could say, oh, he had a stroke and that's why he died. Well, why do you have the stroke?
Do we need to get in? I have questions. I die.
You die.
Sounds like I need to get in and make sure the coroner's doing their job right.
Well, usually by the time I see the case, we can't do that. But
I'm probably not going to care a whole lot.
Yeah, if you're dead, yeah, you're probably not.
Yep.
But the coroner's supposed to put primary and any contributory causes on there. Now the VA.
You said supposed to. I don't like that either.
Well,
anyway,
I mean, it's coroners. You never know. There's no universal deal.
Coroner,
But even if they don't put that, it's not going to limit you on your claim. You can still prove above and beyond. If they do put it, that's pretty powerful evidence.
What DIC benefits, you happen to know what those are off the top of your head? Price?
It's similar to service-connected compensation, and that's a monthly benefit. It's about $1,200. We just had a pretty big increase, so it could be $1,300 a month.
So that's substantial.
Yeah.
So
if it's service-connected, they get TRICARE, so that's also substantial as well, or CHAMP VA, excuse me.
For your spouse.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. So it's like being P&T that CHAMP VA.
Exactly.
Okay. Huh, interesting. All right, anything else? Hypertension's a big one I'm kind of downplaying a little bit because my voice is hoarse and we just shot a couple videos. Anything else about hypertension that we should know about?
No, just don't let them underrate you. That's what I would say.
No, that's probably the biggest thing. And so, what about the pills? The medications, that's probably worth talking about.
Well, for hypertension or any other disability, if you're taking medication that causes another disability, well, that's a secondary disability.
Well, okay, so I have hypertension, but I take blood pressure meds to keep the number down.
Right.
I go into my CNP exam and I'm only at this number. Should I be not taking my meds so my actual number is revealed? Not a good idea because I'll probably be dead by the time I show up.
Right. No, you take your meds because they consider medication in there. If it's
okay, so it is considered.
Yeah.
Blindly, or that sounds like another rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah. It will in the diagnostic code. It's supposed to be considered.
Okay. So take your meds. It's factored in.
Right.
Not like that for every single disability. No. This one it is.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Good to be here, Craig.
You have a great day.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.